Hi everybody. I thought I'd give a quick introduction to you about myself. My name is Emma and I'm a biomechanics coach. I started as a personal trainer and I became a Pilates instructor, and then I did a lot of sports psychology, and then I ended up doing some biomechanics coaching. And the reason I took that path was because I've always been interested in exercise, in getting fit. I've been an athlete myself, having raced around the world in the Volvo Ocean Race. I've done a non-stop around the world record, sailing, and various other fairly high profile competitions. And I've always been interested in keeping myself fit, and being that I'm female and racing against a lot of men, we've always tried to work out how to get an edge and how to prepare ourselves better for those kind of competitions. I played lacrosse to a high level, and I've done triathlons, and I've done a lot of bike racing, and now I ride my horse, and I'm learning to do dressage, and so that's fun and exciting. But the biomechanics journey came about because I was finding that myself and clients of mine were getting injuries, and they were getting aches and pains that seemed to restrict the sports and things they wanted to do, and it was getting in the way of having a good time. Pilates itself is core stability, however, you're strengthening the platform without having it aligned properly. So the biomechanics really works out the roots of the problem and looks to see what's going on and tries to align everything before one goes ahead with strengthening and moving into sport-specific activities. So I'm going to just talk to you quickly about neutral spine, because everything revolves around our spine. First of all, we've got a skeleton here. We've got the pelvis and we've got the spine. There's vertebra and discs. Now, in order for this to exist in a restful situation, the vertebra and discs need to sit flat to flat. And they only sit flat to flat when your spine is in its neutral shape. So to find the neutral shape, we've got the seat bones on the pelvis and we've got the iliac crest. The high point on the crest needs to be directly above the seat bones. Another way to find that is that the hole in the bottom is where you let all your things out. So you wee, you poo, and you have a baby. The bit in the middle where you have your baby needs to point straight down to the floor. So you're sitting on your seat bones. Then the spine comes out of the pelvis in the aligned way, creating a curve in the small of the back, and then you get this curve in the upper back around the ribs, and then the head sits on top. The reason we need a curve in the back is so that when we are landing, it has the ability to give, so that we're not rattling our brain around. So once this is all straight and or in its neutral position, we can challenge that by moving the limbs around, moving the arms and legs, and then we strengthen the core, and then we can move into more active and dynamic exercises. When we're lying on our back, the pelvis needs to be so that the pubic bone and these raised bits at the front are horizontal, which will create our curve. This is a bit exaggerated. It'll be a bit more like that. So it will create our curve. Then when we are this way up, we still have our curve going on, but we have the pubic bone and the front of the pelvis here horizontal again to the floor. And our head will be out like that. When we're standing, obviously that's very similar to sitting. So I'm sorry if I've explained something you already know, but it doesn't harm to go over it all again. And that is the basis behind improving performance, so reducing pain and being better in the sports that you do already. So we're now going to start with a series of exercises, and the whole idea with that is to challenge this posture and get it stronger. So I want you to start by finding a comfortable position, sitting with your feet to the end of the mat, legs are outstretched. You can soften your knees if you want, And I want you to slide your hands under your bum. And we're going to find that neutral spine position. So I want you to just rock forwards and back, and you can feel the bony bits going into your hands. Sit yourself up really tall, and you'll feel the points of your seat bones. Roll right back hard onto your tailbone, and you'll feel that your seat bones roll forwards, and it becomes fleshy. Roll up, you feel the seat bones come into the fingers, and then as you roll forwards again, the seat bones go behind you, and you come onto the top of your thighs. So roll yourself up so that you feel the heavy part of the seat bones into your fingers, and then take your hands out. And you will also feel that that's the center of your pelvis pointing down into the ground. Where you eat from is just in the front, and where you let your food out is just behind. My knees are soft to prevent my hamstrings from stopping me getting into neutral. I'm then going to lift my head to the ceiling and roll my shoulders back and find that neutral spine position all the way up. I can try to lengthen those legs out straight, trying not to let my back collapse. So when we're doing a lot of the exercises, we need to get into this position. So to start off with, we're just going to mobilize the back. So we're going to roll forwards, down towards our feet with our arms, pulling our hip bone down onto our thighs, letting our head come loose. Sitting ourselves up nice and tall and slumping our back. So we go onto our tailbone. We come up onto our middle bottom and we roll forwards and go onto our front bottom. Come up onto center and slump. Rolling forwards again. Straightening those or bending those knees and then pushing them down and straightening them. Sitting up nice and tall. Then we'll just move the pelvis, slumping back, put the hands on the floor, arching up, chin up, chin down, slump back and round. Chin up and arch. Chin down and slump. Chin up and arch. Lift your body up off the ground with your hands, so my bum is just light on the floor. Rest it down, keeping myself nice and long and tall, settling onto my seat bones. Bring the arms up to horizontal to the ground, tucking my tailbone under me. I'm going to roll down to flat, rolling all the way down. Arms by my side. Roll the shoulders into the ground, take the arms up over the head, reaching the fingers away from the toes, right hand away from the right foot, left hand away from the left foot. Take the hands both up to the sky, chin into the chest, roll yourself all the way back up and reaching towards those toes. Soften the knees, breathing in. On the out breath, push the knees down and straighten the legs. Sit yourself back up to tall, remaining on the middle of your pelvis. Hands out wide, palms together above your head, push them up to the sky, reaching and leaning them back a little bit to stretch the front of the body. Come back up to straight, arms out wide, down onto the thighs, rolling forwards, pulling yourself forward. Sitting up nice and tall, put the hands on the floor behind, lift your tailbone up as if you're pushing out of a swimming pool. Rest back down, roll the shoulders, bring the arms up to horizontal. Breathe in, on the out breath, rolling all the way down to the ground again, arms over your head. Reaching right hand from right foot, left hand from left foot. Both hands from both feet, bring the arms back down by your side. Roll your shoulders into the ground. And we're going to push off the elbows and come up onto the top of the head. Breathing in and out, in and out. The weight of our body is on our elbows, pushing them into the floor, resting lightly on the top of my head and lightly on my tailbone. Drawing my core in to protect my lower back and opening my ribs, pushing that breastbone up to the sky. Pushing with those elbows and stretching my chest open. Breathing in and out. Lower yourself down onto the floor. Bring your knees one at a time into your chest and lift the tailbone up off the ground 3 times. 2, 1 more, 3. Lengthen those legs out. Roll the shoulders into the ground, push off the elbows, come back up into the fish pose, pushing the hands towards the toes, pushing the chest up to the sky, soft on the top of your head, light on your bottom, breathing in and out, breathing in and out. Lower yourself back down to the ground and bring your knees into your chest one more time, lifting the tailbone up. 2, 3, stretch that right leg out straight, breathing in. On the out breath, take the left knee over the body and extend that left hand away from you, pushing the left hand away from the left knee, stretching that lower back, breathing in and out, in and out. Roll yourself back onto your back, pull that left knee in towards your armpits, lengthen that left leg out straight. Pull the right knee in. Pull the right knee over the body, right hand away from you, breathing in. On the out breath, really push those fingers away from you, pushing them away from that knee. Extending your left leg down away from your head so you're stretching your body in every direction. Let that knee come back over. Pull the first knee up, hug the knees in. 2, 3, put the right leg out on the floor again. Left knee comes all the way over, stretching, breathing in and out, and rolling over onto the right hand side. Put the arm under your head, take hold of your left foot in your left hand, pull the shoulder back and down and pull that knee behind you. Don't leave the knee in front and pull the foot to the bottom, that just stresses your knee. Pull the knee behind you. Push the foot into the hand as if you're trying to straighten that leg. Pushing, pushing, pushing. Release and pull the leg behind you further. Big breaths in and out. Roll back onto your back. Put that left foot on the right knee and pull that right knee up towards you, pushing the left knee away, pulling that right knee up. Breathing in and out, in and out. Untangle the legs, put the left leg straight out on the floor. Bring that right leg over and push that right hand away from you, turning the head to the right. Big breath in and out. Rolling over onto my left hand side. Arm under my head. Put that left leg in my right foot in my right hand, pushing my hips forwards and pushing the foot into my hand to stretch. Keep pushing, release the push and pull the leg further back. Push one more time. Release the push and push the leg further back. Let go of that foot, roll back onto your back, put the right foot on the left knee and take hold of the left leg from the back and pull it towards you, pushing that right knee away from you. Breathing in and out, breathing in and out. Take that left leg out straight and the right leg out straight, both arms over the head, reaching, reaching, reaching. And bring your arms back down by your side. Bend your knees up, put the soles of your feet flat on the floor. Breathing in on the out breath, peeling up off the ground into the bridge. So we're resting on our shoulders, pushing our fingers down towards our heels, nice and light on our toes. Spread the toes on the ground and lengthen the neck. Breathing in on the out breath, rolling all the way back down, one vertebra at a time. Tailbones last on the ground. Arch the back at the bottom. And then peeling all the way back up again, lifting, pushing those fingers down towards the heels, breathing in and out, rolling ourselves all the way back down again, arching the back at the bottom, and then rolling all the way back up. Lifting, 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 pushing those fingers down towards the toes. Take the hands over the head. Breathing in on the out breath, separate those vertebrae one at a time, keeping the shoulders on the ground, making the tailbone go last to the floor. Bring the arms back over by your side, arch your back, breathing in on the out breath, peeling all the way back up again. Lifting, squeezing, put your hands on your bum, check that your hips are even, take your arms over your head, pushing the fingers away from you, breathing in and out and rolling all the way down to the floor. Rolling all the way down, arching the back at the bottom, bring the arms back by your side and then peeling all the way back up again. Lifting up, keep your arms here. Push the weight of your body through your heels, toes are off the ground. Lifting that left leg up off the floor and place it back down. Lifting that right leg up off the floor and placing it down. Make sure the hips stay even. Push on the heel, lift the left leg up and down. Push on the heel of the left foot and lift the right leg up and down. One more on each side. Left leg up and down. Right leg up and down. And then roll the body back down to flat. Bring the left knee in and then the right knee in and just lift the tailbone up off the ground. Lengthen those legs out straight, take the arms over the head, reach and stretch and roll your body, chin into the chest all the way up to sitting. Reaching forwards to those toes, soften the knees, pull yourself forward and then straighten the knees and stretch the hamstring. Pull the toes towards you, point them away. Pull them towards, point them away. Pull them towards, point them away. Sitting up nice and tall, hands on the floor behind, lift your body up, chest up high and settle down on your seat bones, rolling your shoulders. Hands on your knees. And then we're going to bend the knees up and turn ourselves over onto all fours. So neutral spine on all fours, roll the shoulders back. Lengthen the head, lengthen the body. Lengthen the head away from the tailbone. Arch the back up, sink the back down. Eyes come up as you go down. Eyes go down as you go up. Arching down, pushing up. Come into the neutral position, so open your armpits, push your chest down, lengthen your body, feel your tummy muscles engaged as you take on neutral spine. Take the left hand, palm up, and push it through under your right arm, turning the body as much as you can, keeping the hips parallel to the floor, breathing in. On the out breath, bring yourself back up to all fours. Take the right hand through, palm up, turning the body, and then come back up. Take your hands forwards, turn your toes over, come up into the plank, eyes to the floor, shoulder blades back and down. Lengthen your heels away from your head. Drop the knees back to the ground, scoop yourself down to the floor, turn the toes over and come up into cobra. So I'm resting on my pubic bone, elbows are soft, shoulders back and down, just resting here to start with. Draw the tummy in, protect the lower back and lower down to the floor. Breathing in, breathing out. We're going to come a little bit higher up onto our knees this time. Up onto the knees, arms are straight. Armpits closed, pushing the chest forward, drawing the core in, protecting the lower back, and then lowering down to the ground. Breathing in, breathing out, lifting all the way back up again. Tighten the thighs and lift the knees off the floor. Push the chest forward, lengthen the body. Breathing in and out. Lower the knees to the floor, bum comes up, back into child pose. Stretch those armpits. Loosen that lower back. Walk the hands over to the left hand side. Loosen the right hand side of the back. Move the hands over to the right. Loosen the left hand side of the back. Bring the hands back in the middle, stretching. Coming back up and lying down on the mat. Forehead down on the floor, hands either side of you. Lengthen your legs. Feel the pressure of the floor even under both feet, even under both knees. Feel that your pelvis is level. Tummy button's drawn in so it's not resting on the floor, resting on the bottom rib and your pubic bone and your forehead. Roll your shoulders up to the ears, up to the sky, down to the waist, down to the floor. Up to the ears, up to the sky, down to the waist, down to the floor. Up to the ears, up to the sky, and hold them there. Take the arms up as well. Chest is really stretched open, breathing in and out. Roll the shoulders and arms down to the waist, down to the floor. Roll the shoulders up to the ears, bring the arms with them, up to the sky, hold them there, and pulse them. 3, 2, 1, and lower. Roll the shoulders up, arms come up, and pulse. 3, 2, 1, and lower. Roll the shoulders up to the ears, up to the sky, hold them here, and pulse. 3, 2, 1, and lower. Roll the shoulders up to the ears, up to the sky, coming up, hold them here, and lift the upper body up too, looking at the floor. Squeezing the shoulder blades together, pushing those fingers down towards the feet. Drawing in the core, don't let the tummy button push on the ground, and then roll the shoulders down and take the body lower. Breathing in, breathe out, roll the shoulders up, lifting the body up, and pulsing the whole upper body with the hands up to the sky, keeping the tummy button engaged and off the ground. 3, 2, 1, and lower. Breathing in, and on the out breath, shoulders come up, arms come up, and pulse. 3, 2, 1, and lower. Draw the core in, bring the body up, breathing in and out. 3, 2, 1, and lower. Keep the forehead on the ground, and we're going to engage the glutes and release. Engage the glutes, tighten the thighs, push those feet away from you so your knees and feet are off the floor, and relax. Breathe in on the out breath, clench the bum, tighten the thighs, push the feet away from you, and lower. And again, breathing in. On the out breath, squeezing, lifting those legs up, holding them here. Lift the left leg up 3 times, 2 times, once, hold it there. And the right leg, 3, 2, 1, and hold it there. Breathing in, on the out breath, lift both legs up 3 times, 2, 1, and lower all the way to the floor. Roll the shoulders up, arms come up, upper body up, draw the core in, lengthen the legs so that they're off the floor, and pulsing, upper body comes up, 3, 2, 1, left leg up, 3, 2, 1, right leg, 3, 2, 1, everything, 3, 2, 1, and lower. Breathing in, breathing out, roll the shoulders, lift the upper body up, lengthen the legs, and pulse, 3, 2, 1, and lower. Breathing in, on the out breath, roll the shoulders, lift the upper body up, lengthen the legs, and lift, 3, 2, 1, and lower. Bring the arms next to your chest, breathing in. On the out breath, lifting yourself up off the ground, coming up onto your knees. Engage the glutes, tighten the thighs, lift the knees up off the ground, lengthen that front of that body. Big breath in, breathe out, knees come down and lower. Turn your body over onto your left-hand side. Bottom leg is straight. Top leg tucks under the bottom leg. Both arms are away from you, lying on your side. Stabilizing your pelvis with your legs. Breathing in, on the out breath, take your top arm all the way up and over, following it with your eyes, pushing your fingers away from each other. Pushing your right hand away from your right knee away from your right hip. Bring the arms back together, breathe in, breathe out and open. Breathe in and close. Breathe out and open. Breathe in and close. One more, breathe out and open. Lengthening, lengthening, lengthening. And close. Roll over onto your other side. Right leg straight on the ground, left knee touching the floor with the foot tucked under. Both hands away from you, head resting down, breathing in. On the out breath, take the top arm all the way over, stretching those hands away from each other. Follow it with your head. Breathe in and come back together. Breathe out and open, pushing those hands away from each other, following it with your head, stretching that right leg away from the top of the head, and bring the hands back together again. Breathe out and open, reaching, reaching, reaching. And breathe in and close. Roll over onto your back. Pull your knees into your chest and loosen that lower spine. Take the arms out like a scarecrow, lift the feet off the ground, dropping the knees over to the left, bringing them up and over to the right. Bringing them all the way up, over to the left, and bring them all the way up and over to the right. Resting back on your back, pop the feet back on the ground. Re-find your neutral spine, roll the shoulders into the floor. Press the top ribs into the ground, bottom ribs into the ground, lifting your left foot up and then your right foot up. In neutral spine, we're going to just pushing the hands down towards the feet. We're going to just tap the left heel to the floor and raise it again. Right heel to the floor and raise it. There should be no movement in your body. Left to the floor, the only thing that's moving is that leg. Right to the floor. Left to the floor. Right to the floor. Extend your left leg up high and bend. Right leg up high and bend. Left leg up high and bend. Right leg up and bend. Take the left leg down, extending it out a bit and bring it back up. Right leg out, extending it a bit. So we're challenging all the time. Left leg out straight, but not vertical. We make it harder and harder. Seeing where our break point is. Take the left leg down, straighter. Right leg down, straighter. Left leg out straight. Right leg out straight. So the point at which your shoulders come round, your lower back lifts off the ground, that's your maximum for the moment. You need to stay there, doing the same number of reps that we're doing until you realise, until you get stronger, and then you can challenge yourself further. Put both feet on the floor, extend the legs out, take the arms over the head, reaching, 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 right hand away from right foot, left hand away from left foot, both hands up to the sky, chin into the chest, roll yourself all the way up and reach to your feet. If you can't bring yourself up, you can have a rope or a dressing gown cord or something around your feet and you pull yourself. Soften the knees, pull yourself forwards, straighten the knees, stretch those hamstrings. Make sure your feet are straight. Sit yourself up nice and tall, pop the hands on the floor behind, lift the tailbone up, rest down in the middle, arms out wide, hands above your head together, pushing up, reaching into the sky, reach for the stars. Think of all those things you're going to do today. Pick 3 positive thoughts, positive actions that you're going to take on. Make yourself feel more secure in where you're going. Hands out wide. Put your hands on your legs, roll yourself forwards, bend those knees, push those legs down to the floor, sit yourself up nice and tall and roll your shoulders. Take a big breath in, let the eyes just gaze and just mull over what you've just done and what you're about to do, and try and take with you some of those actions and movements and those nice neutral spine positions for sitting to alleviate the pressure on our back. Chin into the chest, chin up and eyes up, chin into the chest. Eyes up, look left and look right. Rest yourself there. Take a big breath in. And what a nice way to start your day.